Hi everyone, in today's video I will show you how to download and install the latest version of the Code Composer Studio. Keep in mind that this video is not about downloading the new Theia based version. I will walk you through how to get the traditional Code Composer Studio desktop IDE, which many developers still prefer for stability and familiarity. To download the Code Composer Studio, simply type Code Composer Studio into the search bar of the Google Chrome. Then click on the official Texas Instrument link, which is Code Composer Studio IDE Configuration Compiler or Debugger. Here you will click on the downloads icon and it will take you down to different download options. Here you will click on download option icon, which is in front of the Code Composer Studio heading. This will take you to another page where you can see the latest version of the Code Composer Studio files that can be downloaded for the Windows, Linux and macOS system. Since TI already moved to Theia version, it means that all these are the Theia version of the Code Composer Studio. But we need the older version of the Code Composer Studio. In order to do that, we will simply click on View All Versions icon. It will open another window where you can see all the new and old versions of the Code Composer Studio. Here we will click on the version 12.8.1, as this is the last version of the old Code Composer Studio. It will take us to all the download options related to that version for the Windows, macOS and Linux systems. Here we can also see both the offline and web versions of the Code Composer Studio. Let me explain the web and offline versions in a few lines. The web installer is a small initial file that acts as a download manager. During installation, it connects to the internet to download and install the required components, such as compilers, debuggers, and device support files. It requires a stable internet connection throughout the installation process, and it is best suited for users with a strong, consistent internet connection. Now, the offline installer is a complete package that includes all necessary software components in a single large file. It is ideal for installations where an internet connection is unavailable or unreliable. And it's best suited for classroom environments or labs, where mostly there is limited internet access. For most learners, I will recommend the offline version to avoid installation issues later. Since I'm using the Windows laptop, I will simply click on the first file, which is the Windows single file offline. I will suggest you to grab a cup of coffee as the file size is from 1 to 2 GB, so it will take some time for the download to complete. After you have downloaded the Code Composer Studio installation file, right-click on the file and choose Extract All. Make sure to extract it in the same folder where you saved the file. Now double-click on the extracted folder. It will open a new folder with the same name. Double-click on it as well. Inside, you will find several items including the main installer file called CCS setup 12.8.1, which is the application we need to run. Double-click on it. The Code Composer Studio installation will now start automatically. During the installation, the Code Composer Studio setup wizard will appear with its welcome screen. Here, click Next. On the next screen, you will see the license agreement. Read through it carefully, then check the box that says I accept the agreement before clicking Next. The installer will now perform system checks. It might detect antivirus software running on your computer and recommend temporarily disabling it for a smoother installation process. There might also be a warning about a pending reboot. If you see this, you will need to restart your computer first. Mostly you don't need to restart your computer, so here you will click Next. In the next window, you will be prompted to specify the installation directory. The default location is in the C drive under TI folder with the name CCS 1281. But you can change this if you prefer a different location. Click Next to continue. In the next window, select the custom installation as it allows you to select only the components you need, which helps in saving disk space. In the component selection screen, you can choose which microcontroller and processors to install support for. Since we are working with the C2000 real-time MCU, we will choose that. Also, if you are working with MSP430 microcontrollers, make sure to check that box as well. You can select multiple components based on your needs, then click Next. In the next window, you will select Debug Probe. If you have external debuggers like Blackhawk Debug Prober or Sager J-Link, make sure to check those boxes. These are essential for debugging your code on actual hardware. However, since we are using the F2837090 development board with an onboard debugger which is XTS100V2 JTAG Debug Probe, so you don't need to install any external debug probe drivers. The XTS100V2 is built into many Texas Instruments evaluation boards and works directly with the Code Composer Studio without requiring additional hardware. The software will automatically recognize and use the onboard debugger when connected to your board. The next window will be about the different debug probes which are not supported, so click Next here. Then Setup is now ready to begin. Installation will open. Click Next here and the installation process will start. Keep in mind that it will take some time for the installation to complete. Once the installation completes, it will ask you to reboot the computer to complete the installation. Click OK here. In the next window, it will ask you to create a shortcut on the desktop. You can create a shortcut on the desktop if you like. Then click Finish and it will complete the installation process. The Code Composer Studio will make a workspace folder which can be found within the C drive, within the users folder, under the username, and here you can see workspace underscore v12. This is the default folder where the Code Composer Studio will save the projects. You can change it later on within the Code Composer Studio software.